David, one more big game to go this season. Just how important is it?
It's a massive game, Anthony. I think the first thing we should be doing is congratulating the players for making it a third Irish Cup final in 4 years. For a provincial club, I think that's pretty outstanding. Performances, in the previous two finals, we couldn't ask anything more from the players. Beaten in extra time by Glentoran and haven't done particularly well. And obviously nobody's reminded of the circumstances of last year. But on both occasions, we asked the players to give of their best, and they did give of their best. So you come away sort of thinking, well, there's nothing more we could have done on the day, in terms of everyone really excelling as best as they could. But probably the difference this year, we've had more time to prepare, which has been an absolute blessing. If everyone remembers last year, it was such a rush job with having to wait for the outcome of the Glentoran appeal, and then obviously waiting to play Newry. So obviously good that we ended on a high, at the weekend there against Carrick. We had a tremendous awards dinner afterwards. There was a really good turnout of supporters, as there always is. Great deal of encouragement, and we now this week are just focusing very much now on the cup final.
We had 2 wins in our last 2 home games. Just how important is that momentum to keep on going?
It was very important, Anthony, because let's once again be totally upfront with regard to our league form from the middle of January, and not so much our league form but our league results. There's no one need to tell me more that the football is a results-driven business. The one thing that kept giving heart was that the players, we weren't thrashed, we weren't walloped by anybody, we certainly weren't throwing the towel in. And a lot of games we simply didn't have the bit of fortune that seemed to escape us in league games. And yet throughout all of that, we the Irish Cup games, people were sort of saying that they would have maybe would have been a release. In fact, they were probably even more pressurised because people looked at our league form and then sort of thought, well, here's a potential banana skin. For example, Carrick away was in the first round, game that nobody wanted, and we got through there. Was real resilience. And okay, albeit in penalties. We played Newington earlier in the year in the League Cup. Anyone was at that match knows how they pushed us. Then we go to Ballyclare, and again our league form hadn't improved, our league results hadn't improved. So people think, well, there's another maybe opportunity, but we got through that. And then we come up against the best team in the league, by a country mile. No one gives us a pup's chance, and we raise ourselves again. So, but it was a phenomenal performance that night. But the good thing about the Dungannon game was that got rid of any thought or doubt about relegation or being embroiled in that, and thankfully players, as I say, were rewarded that day, and we had that little bit of good fortune. And again on Saturday past, I thought second half in particular we did well, got a little bit of good fortune, and so we got another win. So that has been good in that we've kept 2 clean sheets leading up to this final, and those little tiny things help the players.
You always mention the atmosphere for the big games. Just how important will the fans be for Sunday?
I go back to, in particular, the night at Seaview on that Friday evening. And when I say, Anthony, that no one gives us a pup's chance, no one did. And yet the support that we had there that night was unbelievable. Absolutely incredible. And the supporters, they sang and encouraged and praised, and they were superb, absolutely superb. And if there's a piece of evidence to show that players will respond to encouragement and backing and support, then that was that particular night. So the supporters will play a big part come Irish Cup final day.